Hi guys, Alpha here and welcome to another FIFA 19 player review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 91 rated Real Madrid centre midfielder Luka Modric. He has got a fantastic looking card and he did cost me 116,000 coins, and in the 6 games that I played him with he scored me 1 goal and got me 0 assists, and he does have a 4-star big foot and 4-star skill moves. Moving along into his in-game stats, his main standout stats are his 93 short passing, his 94 balance, his 93 ball control and his 88 long passing. I also did use the Maestro chemistry style onto this card in the 6 games that I played with him in FUT Champions. And just to give you guys a little bit of a quick update on how I'm doing in FUT Champions, I've currently played 11 games so far, got 6 wins and 5 losses. That does mean I'm now guaranteed the special red inform player pick, so I'm going to do a video on that next week or whenever we get the rewards for that, and I might try and aim and see if we can finish in gold to get some even better rewards. But anyway, focusing on Luka Modric, I thought this card was absolutely fantastic. There are maybe a couple issues with him, but focusing on his positives, his first positive is going to be his tackling. I thought his tackling was absolutely fantastic. Now, he does have 73 slide tackle. I'm not going to comment on that too much because I don't tend to really use slide tackling that often, especially in FUT Champions. I just find that a little bit too risky, but the 76 stand tackle for me was absolutely fantastic, and it felt completely better than 76. To me, it felt like it was in the mid-80s or 90s. It was absolutely fantastic. Couldn't fault it whatsoever. Constantly made good tackles in the centre part of the midfield, like every game. We're talking here maybe 3 or 4 times every half, and I would have loved to have seen, because I know there's a white at the end of the video. If you look, sorry, not the end of the video, at the end of the game, if you go into the player ratings, you can see like the pass completion, the tackling completion, stuff like that, and I'm sure his tackling would have been very, very high in like successfully completed tackles, because I thought they were absolutely fantastic. And also he does have 83 interceptions as well, and I think you will see in some of the clips some big interceptions he does make for me in the defensive part, which was also very nice to see from Luka Modric. His second pro is going to be his passing. His passing stats were absolutely fantastic, and with the Maestro chemistry style, his passing stats were increased. He goes from 92 vision to 97 vision. He goes from 88 long passing to, I believe, 93 long passing, and then also goes from the likes of 93 short passing to 99 short passing. Now, he didn't get me any assists in the 6 games, but even so, his general passing of play between midfielders, the attack, and by the way, I thought he was very unlucky not to get a few assists, but in FUT Champions, every time I get into a good position, I am kind of in, and this is not a great thing, I am in kind of sometimes 2 minds about what I want to do, and sometimes when Luka Modric was providing those kind of balls, I was always in 2 minds whether I was using Maradona, Lamar, Griezmann. I was always in 2 minds sometimes about what I want to do when it comes to finishing, and I definitely think that maybe cost me getting 1 or 2 assists with this Modric card, but still for the most part could not fault his passing stats. I thought they were absolutely fantastic. And moving on to his only con to him, and if I'm totally honest, I'm probably being a little bit picky with this one, but it's going to be his height. 5'8" is not great for a centre midfielder. Don't get me wrong, I've got Maradona in Cam, who is technically a midfielder, and he's only at the height of 5'5", but I don't mind having a small Cam. If anything, I like that, but then I kind of like my centre midfielders to be of a decent height. For example, Fernandinho's at the height of 5'10", which isn't too bad, and I think Rakitic is at the height of 6 foot as well, which is quite nice. But for me, 5'8" on Modric was just a little bit too small, and he's only got 68 jumping, so from an aerial position in the midfield, he is useless, and that's, in my opinion, isn't great. I want my midfielders to be good in the air, and don't get me wrong, Fernandinho was never great, but to be fair, Rakitic was pretty good in the air, and that was the card that I decided to replace him with for this review. But I didn't like that, and that was a bit annoying that I wasn't able to be very good in the midfield part anyway, in aerial battles, and I wasn't a fan of that at all with the Modric card. But for the most part, I couldn't fault him. Would I recommend him? I think yes, I would. Although the height is a little bit of an issue, you can work your way around it. It's not the end of the world. You can definitely 100%. You could pair him up with another tall midfielder if you wanted to, you know, something like that. But for the most part, for the amount of money that he costs, I would say he was definitely worth it, because I think it's a very good price for a fantastic looking 91 rated card, and I think he definitely fits very well into your teams. But anyway, guys, that's going to finish off this preview. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.